Oh, a deep breath for this one because there is a lot to say, but I'm going to actually collect all the notes that I've researched in my head and say this. Courtney Hadwin, if I said that name to you, would it ring a bell? It probably would if you watched America's Got Talent and watched it 7 years ago for her to be the runner up in the final. And she lost out to a magician when it came to everybody thinking she was going to win the America's Got Talent show. Her name was Courtney Hadwin, and she was compared to Josh Joplin. Yes, even at 13. 7 years later, her voice has developed. She's a mezzo soprano vocal range, and her voice has got deeper, and she's cultivated and crafted her own way in the music industry to now be recognized purely as Courtney Hadwin, whom has overtures of the great Jocelyn Joplin. Now, all I can say is I have kept up to date with her up until about 2 years ago, and then I became busy with my channel. But I brought her onto my channel to remind you of her greatness. We're going back into her catalogue with Breakable. It's live at the Metropolitan Studios. Why am I going back to this particular song? Because she did a lot of covers, she did a lot of festivals, but she really only crafted her own career, I believe, in 2023 when she started dropping original songs she had wrote. And this was the first one. And I feel it's deserving of a wonderful, wonderful new visualizer I put together. You can see a guy here. We're going to hear his voice to give him a bit of recognition. It's almost like marrying this video called Breakable with Courtney Hadwin's first original single that she penned called Breakable as well. You're going to hear the live audio from her in the background, but the visualizer is this because we need to start promoting, I feel, on YouTube a lot of short films that are basically disintegrating and being forgotten about. So what I thought on my channel was, why don't I put some of these extraordinary short animated films and films together with audios that are out there. Now Courtney's isn't, it's a live audio you're hearing, but at the same time there's enough of Courtney's music out there that I could be putting together with short films. And do you know what? I think over the next couple of months, if you approve of this and enjoy it, I certainly will. Courtney has gone on to do many, many things. Too much for me to be here all day, but she came out with That Girl Don't Live Here, Call Me Back, Monsters, Christmas Rocks, and more recently in 2024, Jagged. Phenomenal songs, self-released, and one of those things that you build up your own legion of fans, because a lot of people are still upset she didn't win. And I often say it doesn't take you to win a talent show, it takes you just to be there as a performer on a platform to get the recognition that you need. And at 13, I don't think she was complaining being runner-up, but people did say, you know, Shin Lim, the name of the magician, ought not to have won. But look, the two of them forged a friendship, just to let you know this. They went on to the casino. As you know, winners of the AGT talent show, they go to play in the Paris Hotel and Casino thereafter for a couple of nights to give them that taste of appearing in front of live crowds. And the response was, for both artists, phenomenal. So let's move forward, and we're going to do that today. I've got the lyrics in front of me. We're going to enjoy them. We're going to savor them. And for people who don't know, Courtney is a singer-songwriter from England. A lot of people associate her with the American Got Talent show and thinking she was American. And I thought, how did they think that when she walked on the stage and spoke and it sounded distinctively English? But that's because people argue with me, and how many people live in America that's English? So I've quit the arguments, I've moved forward, and this is what we're going to get. A grown-up version with a beautiful video to accompany the voice. Welcome back, Courtney Hadwin, for those who've forgotten about you. With Breakable, they may even have forgotten about that song that you first launched in 2023, but I brought it back with the Breakable video. Enjoy.
Pulitzer Prize winner and author Frank McCourt once said that everyone has a story to tell. All you have to do is write it, but it's not that easy. I guess the same could be said about life, that we can control our destiny and that all we have to do is make it happen. But it's not that easy.
Apologize for my honesty. I'm strong enough to tell you I'm feeling weak. In case you couldn't tell, just like anybody else, I'm breakable, yeah. I fell before, barely got back. So before you and me turn into love, and maybe I should walk away and live to fight another day. 'Cause I will not be broken more than once. And now I know I'm breakable. Everything has changed, and I might have to wait until forever, or as long as it takes. Yeah. So tell me something real. Is this thing as heavy as it feels? I don't wanna love you just to lose myself again. 'Cause I'm breakable and it takes so long to heal. Some things they can never be undone, and I'm guessing that I'm not the only one who's ever been forever in a place they can't escape. Hoping there are better days to come. And now I know I'm breakable. Everything has changed, and I might have to wait until forever, or as long as it takes. But I'm not sorry for being who I am. I just hope you're strong enough to understand. Hurting's how you learn what it feels like getting burned, and I'm just trying to get back on my feet again. And now I know I'm breakable. Everything has changed, and I might have to wait until forever, or as long as it takes. I won't apologize for my honesty. I'm strong enough to tell you I'm feeling.
Now, I need to congratulate myself for that, because that is the most incredible timing of a song that I put together with that video. And I'm going to give a shout out what the video means, because it's people like himself that are making these short films that are going unnoticed. And Breakable, though, won both the People's Choice and Film Breaker Awards at the 2019, because that's when it was made. Well, that's when it was aired. SF3 Film Festival. Now, that Breakable video that you just watched highlighted the social pressures faced by young people, and it featured, and let's give a shout out to him, Sandham Groves. And I'm sure he's smiling that I put it together with such a beautiful song by Courtney Hadwin. Now, Courtney Hadwin's song, believe it or not, the lyrics are about honesty and the willingness to share her emotions while emphasizing her strength and determination to endure. So do you see how the two with the same name marry very well? Yes, CC, Euro pop music, you did it again. I'm going to praise myself because I think that married really well, and it should be the official video for that song. Courtney, take that on board. And then you can credit me and I'll get millions of people following me, just like millions of people follow you, and we can all be very happy and count the money at the end of the year. But in the meantime, I have to break down the lyrics. In the opening lines, Courtney asserts herself to refuse to apologise for her honesty. This is what the song entails. And it indicates that level of authenticity and self-acceptance that one has when you get to a point where you feel, you know, it's about time I stopped saying sorry. One of the most annoying habits Irish people have is you walk around the corner, you brush against somebody, or you open the door, but the door shuts in front of somebody, or they're just examples, and people say, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. And you're like, jeez. And you feel bad when you don't say it. Some people say, well, I don't. I'm just sick of hearing it. But when it comes to life, let's get serious again. This is what Courtney says. But it's good to acknowledge. Well, it is, but she expresses that desire to avoid repeating past mistakes. That's what this is about. And the longing to break away and preserve oneself, reflecting that recognition of the importance of understanding that some battles may not be worth fighting. And I'll give you one. If you break up and that person walks away from you and leaves you disheveled, feeling bad about yourself, think about those emotions that you're suffering. Because I get tired of hearing, oh, I so love them, and I wish they were back in my life, and I don't understand why they left me. Just think about those few seconds and raise your hand if you've been in that situation, felt like that and said those stupid words, because they are stupid. But it's part of the emotional breakup, isn't it? You're not thinking. But when you think, he left me broken on the floor, crying my eyes out. Acting like that, acting like a fool, because we all become foolish to love, even when somebody has damaged us and walked away. Those battles aren't worth it, because a person like that who's walked away, leaving you like that, will only come back to do it twice over if you give them a chance. And I often say the impact that love can have on you affects you for the rest of your life towards other loves that may come into your life that you're not willing to have because of your memory of that. So again, I go back to what the song is about in the lyrics, and it's about that battle of love-hate with yourself, love-hate with the past relationship, and love-hate with the future. We love it, we hate it, we fear it. But it's worth going on, isn't it? Because you never know what's around the corner, as my mother used to say. Now the line says, and I might have to wait. But the one thing I've learned about today is people are so impetuous, and they're so, when it comes to waiting for anything, because we live in a fast-moving social media frenzy kind of situation, that it's kind of, I have to wait. Like, really? Like, what's waiting? You seriously? Like, I have to? Me? I don't wait for anybody. I'm sure you've heard all that as well. So the song touches on that. It touches about genuine connections. It touches on better days to come. And it also, you know, when you go down to the line, hurting how you've learned what it feels like getting burnt. There's enough people out there that seriously need to be burnt to wise them up to life, because they seem to sail through it. And that's what people want. They feel life, you know, is about relationships come, they go, they should be pleasant. And they don't put reality or perspective into it. It's almost the fragility of the way people think today doesn't really stand them good strength for the future years to come, because they're living in their own little bubble. And that can cause an awful obstacle to formulating that friendship, or not seeing a relationship that passes you by that ought to have been. Those situations. I just feel Breakable revolves around all those inner conflicts that you think about or you never think about. Depends what category you're in. I always say, when you think about them, you got a heart. When you don't think about them, hey. And the song emphasizes on all of that, the duality of all of that. Encourage you to be patient, in love and growth, even when it breaks up. And the powerful lyrics, even in the video, we see him going to the airport to live a new life. And imagine how many people saw the sign when he arrived at the airport, like me when I saw the video, and I thought he's leaving Sydney in Australia to go to Europe, when most people in Europe would love to go to Sydney. It just struck me as irony. But even Australians go around the world. Breakable promotes all of that. For good, for better, or for worse, because that's what life is about. It's about personal empowerment and going with how you feel, like he did on the plane, and like Courtney did when she resolved the lyrics at the end of the song. So that's what it's about, in my point of view. I know you're fascinated, enthralled, and overwhelmed at my viewpoint. And if you are, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, because Courtney will be back. And as for the young entrepreneur himself, well, maybe he did leave Australia to go and find his feet. But that Breakable short film was worth the awards. Well done, young Sandon Groves. Take care. Bye for now.